grade 7 learners! It's a new day of fun and exciting learning. This is Sir Johnny, your guide to making English so much fun. For today's episode, we will talk about the gathering of current information from a newspaper and other print media. At the end of this episode, you are expected to recall what a newspaper and other print media are. Identify some forms of other print media. Get current information from a newspaper and other print media.
On a clean sheet of paper, take this short quiz on what newspapers and other print media are. Number 1. Which of the following are types of print media? Choose one or more. Newspapers, Facebook, comic books, movies. If your answers are newspapers and comic books, you are correct! Number 2. A newspaper is a source of information provided to companies, societies, leaders, governments. The answer is societies. Good job! Number 3. This type of print media has no audience participation, but can be distributed to a specific target audience with the use of simple messages and bold graphics. Newspaper, poster, brochure, book. You're right! The answer is poster. Number 4. This type of print media contains descriptive information that promotes or advertises a product or service. Its distribution is usually limited to parties that are interested in that product or service. Posters, calling cards, brochures. You are correct! The answer is brochures. Number 5. This type is one of the basic communication forms that has faster and reliable distribution channels. However, it is only available in print format, television, newspapers, books, journals. The answer is newspapers. Excellent! Let's keep the ball rolling as we advance to round 2. Identify whether the following statements are true or false. Number 6. The basic news story structure includes a headline, a lead, a body, and an ending. This statement is true. You're right. Number 7. Print media are traditional mass media published on paper. This statement is true. Very good. Number 8. Unlike web pages, print media have a longer lifespan. You are doing good. The answer is true. Number 9. Books are the oldest medium of mass communication. This statement is true. You are correct. And number 10. Magazines were the first medium to identify a specific audience. This statement is true. Nice work! What are your observations, class? You're absolutely correct. The keywords presented in the earlier activities are examples of print media. These examples are printed versions of telling the news, or simply a way of communicating to the public through printed publications.
The previous episode highlighted the electronic search engine, a popular digital tool that is used to systematically search for information using the World Wide Web. Today, we will discuss another way of searching for information, the non-digital kind. We have two of the most common media forms from which we can get information: print media and broadcast media. In this episode, we will focus on the first type, the print media. Print media are the printed forms of communication such as newspapers and magazines that have news and stories. When something is defined as something in print, it is referring to a hard copy of a publication as opposed to something that is just accessed online. Examples of these forms are books, newspapers, magazines, brochures, posters, billboards, banners, and flyers that are not in digital form.
My dear grade 7 learners, print media have been around for a very long time, and it has served as one of the primary sources of news and stories. And even though online media seem to be gaining popularity, print media are still relevant in this increasingly digital world that we now live in. There are a lot of similarities between print media and online media. A lot of media companies have print and online versions of their publications, and both have the following characteristics. Give reliable information. Attract people with colorful and attractive photos. Portable and can be read anywhere and anytime. Both newspaper platforms, print and online, focus on news, while print and online magazines focus on entertainment and specific topics of interest. If they seem to have the same characteristics, why do media companies still maintain their print media publications? Well, it's because in developing countries similar to ours, a big part of the population does not have access to technology and the internet. Therefore, print media still have the following advantages. There is no need for a gadget and internet connectivity, so the printed format is available to people from all walks of life. For older people who are not used to technology, reading an actual newspaper in print is their only option. The cost of a printed newspaper, even when bought regularly, would still be a lot less compared to the price of a gadget. However, it also has one main disadvantage. It seems to be decreasing in popularity to young people and people who prefer the digital format.
As online media continues to increase its foothold on the general media's target audience, print media will need to find ways to reinvent itself to make it relevant to the times. Reading newspaper and other print media is a good habit with educational value. With this habit, you will not only raise your knowledge about general information, but you will also improve your language skills and vocabulary. As described, print media are the printed versions of newspapers and magazines that deliver the news, entertainment, and information on specific topics of interest to the general public.
Let us get to know the forms of print media. The most common and popular form of print media is the newspaper. It is generally delivered at home or is available at newsstands, and it is the most inexpensive way to quickly reach a huge mass of people. Another form of print media is the magazine. It provides detailed articles on various topics like food, fashion, sports, finance, lifestyle, and so on. Magazines can be published weekly, monthly, quarterly, or annually, and many of them are sold all over the world. Next, let's have the newsletter. A newsletter is a publication that mostly covers one main topic. Newsletters are generally used as information sources for neighborhoods, communities, and groups that have an interest in a particular topic or event. Occasionally, people have to subscribe to avail of newsletters, but they are free most of the time. A book is a medium for recording information in the form of texts or images, typically comprised of many pages. It is packed with knowledge, life lessons, and other meaningful insights. Books are the oldest form of print media. A flyer is a form of paper advertisement intended for wide distribution and typically posted or distributed in a public place, handed out to individuals, or sent through the mail. It should always be crisp and eye-catching to attract people's attention. Other forms of print media include brochures, billboards, posters, and the like. Print media is one of the most trusted ways of communication and one of the cheapest ways to reach a broad audience really fast.
Alright, I hope you learned a lot today. This has been Sir John Ray. I know you can get enough of our English lessons because English is so much fun! Bye!